questions, so please direct them. There's a chat window on the right side of your Zoom screen. Please put in your questions there, and I'll take it upon myself to relay them back to the speakers. In case we're short on time, I assure you we'll get back to your questions after the event. So, let's begin. I'd first like to invite Mr. Devnath Shaw, someone who's been very closely associated with the vision of Vidya Marvels. Mr. Shaw, welcome.
Thank you, Abhimanyu. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, good afternoon to those who are here joining us here in India on this time zone. Good morning to others, good evening to others, depending on where you are. I'm honored to kick off this Red Letter event, the launch of Vidya Marvels. As some of you are probably aware, it was originally intended to hold a hybrid event with the launch planned to be held at the India International Centre, New Delhi, with all our friends, members, well-wishers, and with many more joining us from other locations by video conference link. However, as most of you are aware, and I can also see Her Excellency Ambassador Olu of the Acting High Commissioner of Kenya with us on the screen. We are also supposed to have with us from Singapore all the way, Mr. Yesudas Bell, a distinguished former Indian diplomat and business consultant. Vice President, Indian Water Partnership, though he is a bit under the weather and may not be visible. Ms. Amita Singh, a thought leader. Mr. Rajesh Jain, Managing Director of LPS Bossard. Ms. Monica Dhawan, CEO of Fusion, and Ms. Shipra Tripathi, CEO Invictus Consulting. Today, after having put in endless hours of hard work towards this event. Last but not least, I welcome the presence of the star of the show this afternoon, Mr. Rajinder Kumar Gupta, whose foresight, vision, planning, and execution have resulted in today's launch of Vidya Marvels. Mr. Gupta has had an illustrious career spanning 40 years in the water, power, and infrastructure development spheres, initially with the Punjab government, and then for around 30 years with WAPCOS. Under his guidance, WAPCOS secured its first consultancy job in the water sector from the Tanzanian government under international bidding. Subsequently, the client was so happy with the company's performance that till today, WAPCOS has become synonymous with the water sector in Tanzania. Post-superannuation, I joined WAPCOS as advisor for its international projects. In those 5 years, I watched the company grow with excellent performance year after year. Under Mr. Gupta's stewardship as CMD, WAPCOS leapfrogged into a 2,000 crore per year international consultancy giant.
Managing business is a monumental task in today's world. For sustainable development, you need an agreeable networking place and marketing capital second to none. You need Vidya Marvels, a consortium of varying perspectives, capabilities, and resources. Vidya Marvels has a sharp understanding of business in every sector, from water resources to power, infrastructure development to construction, manufacturing to IT services, events to media houses, agriculture to food processing. This consortium helps you transform ideas into reality. The benefits of working with this consortium are manifold. It will support you with impeccable teams of architects, engineers, surveyors, construction professionals, arbitration experts, legal luminaries, and market and brand leaders. With company that comes on board to maintain its independence and adopt a service delivery framework on projects.
Almost one third of the dam.
The anchor of this consortium is a man synonymous with global business integrity, a corporate torchbearer, Mr. R.K. Gupta, a former chairman cum managing director of public sector undertakings, VACOS and NPCC. With 40 years experience in different sectors in various capacities, Mr. R.K. Gupta has successfully delivered more than 1,000 projects in India and abroad. In last decade alone, witnessed expanded business from mere 5 countries to 55 countries under his leadership. The team led by RKG has played a pivotal role in executing projects worth 20,000 crore rupees annually. Vipcure Marvels envisages partnerships with 1,000 companies in just 1 year and will have presence in all business centers of the world. Let's come together for the beginning, keep together for the progress, and work together for the success. Let's fast track our businesses to new horizon and beyond.
Now, Vipcure Marvels, as you all know, is Mr. R.K. Gupta's brainchild, and as someone who advises NAPCONs, has been the former CMD and VACOS NPCC, expanded them to over 55 countries, grown their businesses by over 500%. This is a person who's championed and led major international projects for decades right now. So, suffices to say, his is the formula that has worked its magic for a while. And in many ways, I know that Vipcure is his effort to share it broadly and help more and more businesses benefit from it. So, without further ado, let's dive deeper and learn directly from it.
Good evening, friends. It's very good to be present in this meeting, and I am thankful to each one of you who has taken the trouble to spare your valuable time to be present in this meeting. Vipcure Marvels is a concept, but it is a team effort. Here, every one of you who is present in this meeting and a large number of companies who want to join us, or we are reaching out to them, they are also the important stakeholders. All of us have to come together and work together to move forward and share our resources, share our manpower, share our technology, share our contacts, so that we can do large-scale mega projects and bring to life the dream of Atmanirbhar, Skill India, Make in India. We have to take further and far our technology, Indian-made technology, and also share it with the other countries, so that all should grow. My idea is to serve the society globally and see that we are able to do projects in water resources, power, infrastructure, agriculture, manufacturing, media houses, events. Everybody has to work together. In fact, manufacturing also. This concept I will be presenting through a brief presentation for all of you, so that we can get clearer idea. I welcome you to this presentation of Vipcure Marvels. Today, in this presentation, I will be covering the biggest challenges that business faces today. What is the solution? What is the big idea? How do solutions have to be put into practice? The sectors that Vipcure Marvels and all of us will cater to. The servicing offerings of the Vipcure Marvels, the potential clients and opportunities for all of us, and particularly the Vipcure advantage. Now, the challenges that are faced by the company are opportunity identification. Particularly in modern times, we are not aware. Everything does not come in the newspapers. Opportunities have to be identified through personal contacts, through websites. So many of the companies miss out on the opportunities. So this is a big challenge. Later on, we find that some companies are doing excellently, where some companies are sitting silently. That happens because they have missed out on the opportunity. And opportunity knocks only once. Number two is diversification of business. Diversification of business in geographies, in businesses, allied sectors, in irrigation, in water, in power. For example, if we say water, water means irrigation, water means water sources like dams, it also means water harvesting. So if somebody is working in the irrigation sector, he can diversify into new areas. Third point is the regulations after the new geographies. Now these regulations, these are the regulations which are varying from country to country, state to state. So in Victor Marbles, we have the strength to look at these regulations and guide the companies how to come across these regulations. The most important aspect for success of any project. So we have to share our resources. All this skilled manpower is not available with one company. So if a number of companies come together, they can share their manpower and technology and then implement projects for the benefit of the society. Presently, the time has gone when we could work in diverse silos. We have to share our knowledge with our friends, our colleagues, with other companies, so that this combined knowledge gives us the strength to do projects. Particularly in times of Corona, you have seen that sustainability of the companies has become very, very important. This sustainability is important because it affects the survival of the companies themselves. So if we work together and share our resources, manpower and technology, we will be able to deliver projects at a lower cost, which will add to our sustainability and our profitability. We will be able to grow and also create more employment generation. Sustainability besides.
Now the solution. What is the solution to face these challenges? A vibrant ecosystem of partners where organizations share expertise, skills, network, culture and political understandings and access to complementary sources to ultimately create more comprehensive solutions with far-reaching impact. Our big idea, which I have briefly explained in the beginning, to build a global consortium of ambitious companies. The companies must be ambitious. They should be willing to grow further, willing to challenge their limitations and boundaries to forge strategic partnership across public, private, social sectors and pursue common goals, profitability, sustainability and scalability. Here trust is very important. We have to share our knowledge, technology, manpower with an element of trust, and trust is the foundation of Vibgyor Marbles. The sectors we cater are important for the needs of the society. We will be working in the water resources sector, in the power sector, in the infrastructure sector, in the real estate sector, manufacturing industries, because we will prepare specifications which are essential for selling of Make in India products. Healthcare. Healthcare is the most important aspect from COVID point of view, and today we have learned that we need to have cost-effective healthcare systems. Medical tourism is also one of the areas we can cover. The agriculture, what I have learned is that in the agriculture sector, we have agricultural growth, we have food products, but we don't have food processing facilities. So wherever we work, we should also create food processing facilities so that value addition is carried out and we are able to carry out export-oriented projects. Now our service offerings, they are business procurement, and I have a separate slide on each one of them. Engineering, construction and management of projects, business diversification in allied sectors, training and capacity building, networking and partnerships, financial management and legal advisory services. If you see, these are also the 7 colors of Vibgyor Marbles, the 7 offerings that we are making. In terms of business procurement, I mentioned about potential opportunities. We will create a database in our network which will collect opportunities from all over the world, and then segregate into different sectors for consultancy, for construction, for manufacturing, and share this database with our members so that they are always aware of the opportunities that we are giving. To get a project, expressions of interest is the most important document that a company has to submit. We will train our partners how to prepare an expression of interest and get shortlisted for a particular project. When we are preparing for a bid, we must understand what is the competition we are facing. Most of the time I find that people submit bids without carrying out a research on the competition. Vibgyor Marvels will be there to help you on day-to-day basis, tell you what is the competition so that our proposal or a bid is in line with the competition that is available in the market or we are facing. Examination of a request for proposal. When a company has to prepare a bid, they have to base it on the request for proposal. So based on the examination of the request for proposal, we can guide our partners as to what are the terms of reference and what are the approach and methodology and the manpower required to execute the project. In terms of bid strategy, it is important for us to know what is the bid, what is the competition, but what is the winning strategies, how we have to network with the clients, how we have to present ourselves to the client that we are the best in the industry. And this will be particularly helpful when many companies come together and pitch for a particular project. Bid vetting for before submission is also very important, because many a time I have seen that the companies, when they are submitting the bid, then the bid lacks into many issues. Sometimes the bank guarantee is not submitted, sometimes the approach and methodology is not in line with the requirements of the project. So we have to see that the bid is vetted before the submission to make it a winning bid. Negotiations with the international agencies like World Bank, African Development Bank, Japan Bank for International Cooperation, or even with central government ministries, other governments. This is the important aspect for success of any project. So we will help our partners for the negotiation skills, how to come out with the negotiations successfully, leading to the signing of the agreement and then implementation of the project. In terms of engineering, construction and management, for a successful delivery of a project, we will have a database of field surveyors, like for topographical survey, LIDAR survey and geotechnical surveys. We will assist our members in the preparation of feasibility reports, detailed project reports, detailed designs, preparation of cost estimates for execution of the projects, construction planning, financial planning. These are two interlinked. Construction planning and financial planning are complementary in nature. Then vendor identification and selection. When we have to do a large project, we need some subcontractors also. We will create a database of good companies who will work as support agencies to the bigger network or the bigger consortium of doing a job. Technical quality control and safety audit. Sometimes companies take a project but they are not able to know how to do a quality control or an audit of the project. We will help our companies with our financial managers and the legal advisory team to ensure that the projects delivered are of good quality and safety standards. After the course of the project implementation, we will also assist our people how to carry out work measurements and billing. We will also help handhold the companies through the defect liability management program and also technical and legal correspondence with the client. Now, when we say business diversification in allied sectors, the most valuable thing is the geographics. We have to grow far. We have to work in Africa, we have to work in Southeast Asia, we have to work in Latin America, we have to work in CIS countries. And the people in the Vibgyor Marvels have the requisite experience of working in these countries. My experience of working in these countries or with Indian companies shows that either very small companies work abroad or a very big companies work abroad. But we have in our country large number of companies in the middle sector who are competent, who have good manpower, who have good resources, but they don't have exposure to the foreign countries. So with our experience, we will help them get projects in these countries so that they also reach out and do good work abroad. Market research, wherever we issue a product or take a product, it has to be based on market research, and we have to have a good diversification strategy for new products or new markets. We will also facilitate joint ventures, MOU and associate agreements with our member companies. New staff. I have experience that there is a large turnover of employees. The companies recruit the employees, but they leave for greener pastures after a short while after they get trained. So we have to keep the employees of our member companies trained and retrained again and again. We have to have good HR policies and procedures in place for institutional development. We have to share technical and soft skills training for the employees. We have to have operation and maintenance training for the project personnel. And most importantly, we have to invest in technology. We have to source technology from Israel, South Korea, Japan and US, so that the projects built by Indian companies are matching or better than the best in the world. Leadership development in the companies is also important, because we say a leader, but the important point is the leadership. There has to be a group of people in every company who can take the company further. Conflict management is another aspect which brings the companies down. We have to look at conflict management issues and train the people how to manage this conflict so that it does not affect the performance of any company. The most aspect of any business is networking and partnerships, and that is what WIPGEAR Marvell stand for. When we do a project, we have to look at client relationship management and monitoring of customer satisfaction. A company may be saying that they have done a good project, but whether the client has agreed to that good project, whether the client is satisfied with the services given, whether the client is satisfied with the quality of the project, that is the important part. In WIPGEAR Marvells, we will also impanel experts who will be available for services to our member organizations for deliverance of projects. We will carry out due diligence of survey agencies, subcontractors and manufacturers to make their works, products or services available to our member companies who are much bigger than that for working on projects. We will also share the media, exhibitions, events and conferences for our companies to reach out to a larger audience and a larger client base. Particularly relationship with business association, and now as per the government agenda, every company has to spend some percentage of money in corporate social responsibility, but that money should also be well spent for the benefit of the society, but also bring repeat jobs to the same country, good recognition and good brand building. Relationship with academic institutions is also very essential for recruitment, for vetting and designs of drawings, testing of materials and equipment. So every company should have good MOUs or relationships with academic institutions like engineering colleges, NITs, IITs and other institutions. Financial management again is the crux of the success of a project and of the sustainability of any company. Each and every project that a company does or undertakes has to be profitable. It is very, very essential to carry out good project cost and effort estimations, procurement of subcontractors and services at an optimum price, and carry out lean finance and cost optimization within the day-to-day operations of every company. Billing and invoicing and later on payment realization has to be done with zeal and concentration. These are two aspects which cannot be ignored by the company. Sometimes a company does the job but is not able to raise billing and invoicing and follow up the realizations of the payments. WIPGEAR Marvells will also be able to help their companies in the audit of accounts and transaction audit and also taxation issues, because we have very good legal advisors and taxation consultants on board already. Next. Now, when I talk in terms of legal advisory, the first and foremost activity that comes to my mind is arbitration. And now I am in talks with the government and other senior people and good companies, large companies, that the times of appointment of project management consultants is over. We should have techno-legal consultancy services, so that besides technical services of designs, quality control and delivery of projects, we should also have good correspondence, reply to the contractors' letters and vice versa, so that the disputes resolutions carried out on day-to-day basis, instead of carrying out the disputes which leads to stoppage of payments and then arbitration, which is a time-consuming process, and the contractors get huge awards or get losses. It is neither good for the government nor for the contractors to get into arbitration. So we will be carrying out the legal advisory or carry out project management and technical services along with the legal services. All the projects that we carry out, their legal documents must be drafted properly and vetted properly. We have experts in Vibgyor Marvels who also carry out insolvency evaluation and dispute resolution. Claims review and settlement is also essential for continuation of good relationships with the client and with the contractor or consultant. Due diligence of bidders and international laws knowledge should be carried out, so that whenever a bid is submitted abroad, it is in line with the law requirements of that particular country. Sometimes we may take a project without getting aware of the international laws. Within Vibgyor Marvels, we have people who have good experience of international law and who can carry out due diligence even before the submission of the bids. What do we offer in terms of the potential clients and opportunities for our member or our partners? We have clients in central government ministries and departments, state government ministries and departments, foreign governments, PSUs, apex government organizations. But my stress will be on multilateral funding agencies like the World Bank, African Development Bank, Asian Development Bank, and JBIC and Government of India lines of credit. We can also target some grant projects and also projects from the development banks. Another thing which I want to share is that we in various countries funds are available, but bankable project reports are not available. So if we go ahead and tell that we are going to create a project report or a project proposal or a bankable DPR, it will generate business for our own companies who are working together to generate funds and then execute the projects. Now this is my last slide in terms of this presentation, which says the Vibgyor advantage. Here I will repeat or read out concept to commissioning experience of 1,000+ projects in India and abroad, strong network in 55+ countries spanning over 5 continents for penetrating new markets, synergetic relationships with policymakers, developers, funding agencies and NGOs, impaneled experts for relevant sectors and geographies to facilitate win-win partnerships, economies of scale by mobilized resources, joint infrastructures and coordinated action, access to niche data on projects and execution methodology to target new leads, regular training sessions to help develop critical workforce capabilities. In fact, today from this forum I am announcing that every week we will be conducting one lecture which will train our member staff into how to get business or then how to manage that business. So thank you very much. Again I will come, today we have eminent speakers on board. So these are the diverse sector of experts let us hear for them what is the idea about Vibgyor marbles and what is this concept they view. Thank you very much, and I will come again at the end of the meeting and tell something more about Vibgyor marbles.
Hear about the offerings. For those of you wanting to learn more, one easy avenue is check out the website vibgyormarbles.com, the link for which will be constantly provided to you on this chat window. As Sir was mentioning, we do have a very diverse group of very eminent leaders lined up to share their views.
जो हमारी सरकार का विजन है, हम बिल्कुल उसके साथ हैं। मैंने 40 साल भारत सरकार के साथ काम किया, और जब मैंने सुपरनेशन की तो मेरे को ये एक्सपीरियंस हुआ बाहर के देशों में काम करने की वजह से कि हमें सबको साथ मिल के चलना चाहिए। जो मोदी जी ने कहा था सबका साथ सबका विकास, उसको मैं ट्रू फॉर्म के अंदर इसको लगा रहा हूँ, ताकि जो भारतीय कंपनियाँ हैं वो भी साथ में काम करें और विदेशी कंपनियाँ भी आके मिलें, और वो सब मिल के अच्छे अच्छे प्रोजेक्ट्स करें। उनको रिसोर्सेज को भी शेयर करें, टेक्नोलॉजी को भी शेयर करें, ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेज को भी शेयर करें, ताकि वो सब मिलके एक मेगा प्रोजेक्ट करना हो तो सबका एक्सपीरियंस आके काम करें। जब हम सब मिलके काम करेंगे तो उसका सबसे बड़ा बेनिफिट ये होएगा कि वो कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव होएगा, इकोनॉमिकल होगा, और उसकी वजह से उन सब कंपनियों की प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी भी बढ़ेगी, सस्टेनेबिलिटी भी बढ़ेगी। वो मेन होंगे वाटर सोर्सेज, पावर, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, हेल्थ केयर, इवन अम्यूजमेंट पार्क्स एंड सर्विसेज टू प्रिपेयर प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट्स, प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट। देयर आर 2 थिंग्स, सेक्टर एंड स्पेशलाइजेशन। सेक्टर्स तो मैंने बताया वाटर सोर्सेज, पावर, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, एग्रीकल्चर, हेल्थ केयर। बट सर्विसेज क्या है? सर्विसेज हैं feasibility report, detailed project report, construction supervision, quality control and complete solutions, operation and maintenance. कॉन्फ्रेंस में देश विदेश से कम आज की डेट में 300 लोग आए हुए हैं पार्टिसिपेशन करने के लिए। उसमें साउथ ईस्ट एशिया के भी लोग हैं, अफ्रीका के भी लोग हैं, दूतावास के भी लोग हैं, एम्बेसडर्स भी हैं, और बड़े टेक्नोलॉजी एक्सपर्ट्स भी हैं जो अपनी अपनी बात इसके ऊपर रखेंगे। ये जो कंपनी है विबग्योर मार्बल्स, ये बहुत नोबल रिश्ते से बनी है। इसका सबसे बड़ा कार्य होगा सबको साथ लेके चलने का, सबको टेक्नोलॉजी शेयर करने का, और जो मेरा अपना एक्सपीरियंस है उसको शेयर करके उसको लोगों को दे के मैं उनकी ग्रोथ करवाऊँ। जैसे मैंने आज बोला कि भारत की या तो बहुत बड़ी कंपनियां आगे बढ़ती हैं, जब बहुत छोटी छोटी कंपनियां काम करती हैं, लेकिन जो मिडिल लेवल की एक्सपर्ट कंपनी है मैं उन सबको साथ लेके साथ में चलूँगा। मैं चाहता हूँ कि हमारी आने वाली जो बच्चे हैं, लड़के हैं, लड़कियाँ हैं, उनको मिले, ताकि वो एक अच्छा इंसान बने, अच्छे पढ़ लिख के एक्सपीरियंस ट्रेनिंग करें और एक कंट्री के लिए कंट्रीब्यूट करें।
देश जो है कोविड-19 से जूझ रहा है और ओमिक्रॉन जैसा एक वायरस और अभी दस्तक दे रहा है। तो सर जी, जो एक छोटी छोटी कंपनियां हैं वो बहुत सी बंद हो गई हैं और बहुत सा लॉसेज हो गया, लोगों की नौकरियां चली गई हैं। तो इन लोगों को फिर से स्टैंड करने के लिए क्या आपके पास कोई ऐसी रणनीति है कि वो सभी लोग जो हैं जो भूखमरी से अभी तड़प रहे हैं उनका क्या होगा?
सर, ये जो मैंने कहा कि जब कॉस्ट ऑफ डिलीवरी ऑफ वर्क, जो कार्य करने की जो कॉस्ट है, जब वो कम आएगी, जब उसमें इकोनॉमिक्स ऑफ स्केल आएंगे तो सबकी सस्टेनेबिलिटी बढ़ेगी, तो वैल्यू ऑफ वर्क्स ज़्यादा हो जाएंगे, वॉल्यूम ऑफ वर्क्स, उसके कारण एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन भी होएगी। तो जो लोगों को नौकरियों से छुट्टी मिल जाती है वो नहीं होएगा। तो सबसे बड़ा है अच्छे काम करना, सस्ते काम करना। सस्ता का मतलब ख़राब काम नहीं, क्वालिटी कंट्रोल में काम करना, उससे वॉल्यूम ऑफ वर्क्स बढ़ते हैं। अगर आपने भी देखा होगा कि कोई इंसान अच्छा काम करता है तो उसको और काम दिया जाता है, तो जब और काम मिलता है तो वो एक आदमी और रखता है। तो ये एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप है। वी क्रिएट एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन बाय डूइंग कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव इकोनॉमिकल सॉल्यूशंस।
तो सर जी, जब से कोविड के तो वैसे ही बहुत सी सिचुएशन ख़राब हो गई देश की, लेकिन ये जो कोई नौकरियां भी नहीं मिली, तो ये किस तरह से आप देखते हैं कि ये बच्चों को नौकरियां मिले और सब घर में हर कोई ना कोई जो है वो रोज़गार मिले?
जब मैंने इस चीज़ को एक्सप्लेन किया कि हम विदेशों में काम करेंगे, हमारी कंपनियां, भारतीय कंपनियां विदेशों में जाएंगी, उससे इकोनॉमिक्स भी बढ़ेगी, उससे एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन भी बढ़ेगी, उसी से नौकरियां भी बढ़ेगी।
थैंक यू सर जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
थैंक यू जी, थैंक यू डियर।
allow PDR not only to cater to the national demand, but also to meet the export demands of the Lao PDR neighbors in ASEAN and in China, especially the completion and inauguration of Lao-China high-speed railway in the beginning of December 2021 last year.
In 1986. Today, LPS Bossard exports to over 35 countries, works closely with the best of distributors and OEMs in the world. He is a certified executive management professional from Harvard Business School. And I do know him to be a technology pioneer as well as a philanthropist at heart. So, Mr. Jain, we'd really like to hear from you about Vibgyor Marvels and your vision for the same.
So good evening everyone, and Mr. R.K. Gupta, the president of Vibgyor Marble, and all the dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, and intelligent CEO Abhimanyu, and who is organizing this event. So first of all, I would like to congratulate R.K. Gupta for establishing such a nice company, Vibgyor Marble. As the name says, it comes from a rainbow. So it's a cluster of activities that he's trying to put a single window for several activities, and not only several activities, but also for different section for small to medium companies. I know R.K. Gupta now since almost 46 years. He did his civil engineering, and he was a gold medalist in engineering college together with me. I was in the mechanical engineering, and he was a topper in civil. And he was always very hardworking. And once he takes up the works, even recently, so then he works like Salman Khan. एक बारी तो मैंने जो कह दिया तो मैं अपने आप की भी नहीं सुनता. So he follows on the things, even if you forget. He goes on the morning walk with his son, and he will tell Gaurav, please call up. I had told this person to follow up on these issues. We forget, but he doesn't forget. So that is how he works through. He takes the work more than the family, and that's why he sometimes has problem with his wife Reema also, that you are more close to your work rather than the family. And he's taken all along his friends and colleagues while he was working for Rapcos. And it's not easy to be a CMD of a public sector for 13 years. So it must have been some exceptionally good things and good qualities which he was able to occupy that high seat for that. And this Vibgyor Marble could be, I would say, an incubator center also for small and medium companies, because today so many sort of startup companies come up, and they are not able to take up all the things by themselves. And I feel that it would work as a single window for many of the solutions that people are looking in for. LPS Bossard has also joined hands with Vibgyor, because we feel that in spite that we work with probably 2,000 customers worldwide and with most of the best multinational companies, and we work together with the Prime Minister Modi's Make in India project, and whether it is the wind segment, whether it is the water management or on the railways, and we have been seeking help from Mr. R.K. Gupta. And today, like when we set up our office 15-16 years back, I approached R.K. Gupta that we want to make a green building. And then he had helped us to make that building in Rohtak, where we probably use zero energy. And today also we have upgraded with the help of Mr. R.K. Gupta. We have set up a complete 1 megawatt solar project. And we can say that we are on zero, because today the ESG, that plays the most important role in terms of sustainability. Entire world is talking of sustainability, and that is one of the goal and objectives of Mr. Gupta's projects. So he has helped us to set up a 1 megawatt solar project, working on zero waste, like we are using the wet waste and dry waste and making a manicure that he suggested us. And we are working on a zero liquid discharge campus. So we are like from 120,000 liters per day, we'll be only using 4,000 liters of waters, where he has consulted us to help us to do that, because water management today, probably that is one of his expertise, and also zero air pollution. And we were just making a new building when we asked him, and he said these consultants, where we had problems on the basements. It was a big basement, and then we were working for many months, but probably few of his engineers gave us a solution in overnight. And we will be working along with him in a new campus that we have taken a 15-acre land, and we will try to use a geothermal energy to make sure that it's a 100% sustainable project. So all the initiatives that he has taken up in whether for power, infrastructure, agriculture, healthcare, manufacturing, and real estate, we feel that Vibgyor is going to offer solutions to the small, medium, and even larger companies. And today it's all about the networking. And I feel that his father and mother from the Rainbow that he's established must be happy to see that he's excelling so much. And we still remember the way his mother used to send us that sarson ka saag while we were in college. We feel that smell of it. And I wish Mr. R.K. Gupta all the success. And with his hard-working attitude, I hope this company is going to do great, and people who gets associated will also get benefit from it. Thank you for giving me the chance.
Thank you for the presentation and discussion. I am so grateful to you. I love you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jain. I think we learned more about Mr. Gupta through your 5 minutes of introduction than we did with the videos earlier today. And I'm sure there's more to come.
For sure.
Thank you so much.